Hello everyone. Welcome to my book session review. This is the sixth book, and also the book I'm reviewing right now. If you read the title of this book, I'm going to be reviewing The Odd Sisters by Serena Valentino. And this is the sixth book of the Disney villain series. People just call it Disney villain series. That's what the author calls it too. It doesn't say it's, but this is the Disney villain series. Non-spoiler review. So since the success of the fifth book before this, The Mother Knows Best, so there's gonna be a link to the video right there. So if you want to check that out, go check it out. That video did so well, so might as well do the sixth one, which is this wonderful, lovely little book. So anyway, so let's get right into it. Beautiful cover, the first book. This one is, as you know, if you haven't seen Snow White, it's this apple from Snow White. This is the big significance of the story. I just love how beautiful this is. Looking at this just gives me eye caps me for getting this book, even though as a big Disney fan, wow, it's so beautiful. And it's the back, and if we open it, ooh, rotten apple, rotten to the core, if you know what I'm getting. Yes, yeah, I like how it goes with the theme. And again, I said this for my other review, like again, I wish that we will show the entire apple, but whatever it is, I'll accept it. So the plot of this book is basically the origin story, as you know, the title of this the title of this book, The Odd Sisters. So these sisters have done wicked things to the past Disney villains, like the books before this. They have done something terrible in their origin story, and so their younger sister, Cyril, and Snow White are in the hunt to find some secrets about them in order to find a way to know who they are, and also to create some justice for the other kingdoms with what our sister did and stuff. So they go for an adventure to find like secrets about her sisters. Yeah, they're triplets. Yeah, in the book. And the book goes on, you start to find more secrets about them, like learning stuff about them. So technically kind of like an origin story. And yeah, but I find this book very, very special in the book series is because the wonderful, beautiful, I give you an example here, this wonderful illustration. You see this chapter illustration of the thing. I was a little bit worried that it's gonna be like a small box, like what you see in the first book, like the Fairs of them all. I'm not gonna get it, but as you know what I'm talking about. This is what you see, and like look at how beautiful this cover is. I'm not gonna tell you who they are, but if you read it, you'll know who they are. And it's so beautiful. Like I love it so much. This is why this is a very like special book with illustrations on it. That's what I love about it. I wish they showed up more, but I hope that they do this type of style with the next Disney villain or throughout the entire villain. Like I just love what they did here. It's a very special book. And so yeah, let's get right into the good. And the good thing I love about this book is of course the beautiful illustration. Like, it makes you see like, oh, gives you a little like foreshadowing what this chapter is basically all about and who the main focus of this chapter is, including the chapter title. It just feels like you're reading like a fairy tale book, but a novel and stuff. That's what I love about it. And also, if you are a big fan of Snow White and Sarah, sorry if I say her name wrong, but like the younger sister of the Odd Sisters, like the youngest one of them all. Well, if you love them, you get to see more of them. They're basically the stars of the book, which I love about it. And also, what I also love about it is also like you get to know more about the Odd Sisters, of like how they came to be, their origin stories, and why they did what they did, kind of. So, yeah, I'll get right into it. That's basically what I love about this book. You get to know more about them, and you see lots of like Disney connections as you keep reading the book. Lots of Disney connections stuff. And also I love how they show like the map of like the kingdom, like how it looks like, and it's amazing to look at. Where like, oh, if you don't know where they are, this is where they are and stuff. It's amazing. And there's also like a family tree too. I'll explain more about the family tree towards the end of this video. That's what I like about it. There's some mixed things they're meh about this book. I feel like there's more to the backstory. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like the backstory was a little bit short, but at least you still know more about it without getting spoilers. And the mix aside, you do get some answers from like the previous book, like some, as far as I know. Yeah, some are gonna like For example, like you learn stuff about Maleficent and Aurora's relationship and stuff. That's not really like clarified in the other book. You get more clarified in this one. And also like I love how they did a recap in the beginning of like what the Odd Sisters do. And what I don't really like about it is like they didn't really visit like not the entire kingdoms of the previous book. For example, they didn't really like visit, they mention it, but they don't really visit like Ariel's world and stuff. I was looking forward to visit them, but they mention it briefly a couple of times, but they don't really go there and stuff. And yeah, I'm very like confused with the family issues, like the issues with family and stuff in this book. And it's, yeah, there's just like some issues. And also the ending too. The ending was pretty bittersweet. It's like something I didn't really see coming when I read this book. And then I'm like, oh, it makes sense why this person did what they did. And it's very surprising. And yeah, the ending. What I don't really like about the bad things I don't really like about this book is the pacing of the book. The book feels pretty slow reading. I gotta say, for just my experience of reading it, it's very slow paced, but keeps me, and maybe it's because like I love the illustration, I just want this book to end. I'm just really enjoying the ride. Again, it's very slow paced. You can read it just very fast if you want to keep on going. Yeah. Again, like what I said in the beginning, it doesn't really feel like an origin story, unlike the other Disney villains book. It basically feels like a continuation. I gotta say, like, if you finish reading like the Evil Queen's book and Mother Knows Best and Mistress of Them All, this is like a good sequel to those three books. But if you read like the Fairest of Them All and then you read this one right away, it's fine. But it's better if you read like Mistress and Mother Knows Best. Those are the top two books. They'll give you a tone of what the tone of this book is gonna be like. So yeah, it doesn't really feel like an origin story. It feels like a continuation of the story. It's like a sequel basically. The ending is again like a little bit confusing, I gotta say, and I hope that it'll be a little bit more clarified with the next book. And it's very sad. And again, if you didn't went to the Twitter page of the author of this book, she recommend like the readers like us to tell us like not to look at the family tree. I'll show you briefly. Like it's in the first, this one briefly. Yeah, like you can look at it if you would like to see like, oh, how did this person look like in the family tree. It's just like it spoils like basically everything. But I recommend looking at that towards the end. I'm like, oh, it makes sense now, like looking at it. Yeah, so overall this is a pretty book. It's good for the collection and stuff. It's good for like bookshelf, and if you have the entire Disney art really. I verdict this, since the illustration is pretty good, I would give this basically 4 out of 5. So yeah, 4 out of 5. I was gonna give it like 3.9. Like I love the illustration, so I give this like 4 out of 5. And I recommend whoever's gonna get this book is if you're a big Disney fan, get it. And if you are really if you're very into like the Disney villain series, I recommend getting it too as well. And so yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video review. Hope I try my best not to give too much spoilers away, but I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, don't forget to give a very big thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know what your favorite Disney villain is and which Disney villain you would like the author to focus on the next book. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I can't wait to reread this pretty soon. This video. Okay, bye. Yay!